Some issues stick with you, not just because of what happens in them, but because of how they make you feel afterwards. You finish reading and then you kind of just sit there for a second. And Ultimate X-Men issue 41, written by Brian Michael Bendis with art by David Finch, is that kind of comic. It deliberately strips away spectacle to tell a devastatingly human moment in the life of a teenager named Jessie and Logan himself. This is One Shot Ultimate X-Men New Mutants. But before we go any further, please remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on daily shorts and longer videos just like this one. Thanks for your time, and let's get into the story. It opens on an ordinary morning. A teenage boy named Jessie wakes up late for school, rushing through his house and looking for breakfast. He calls out for his mother, but there's no answer. And then he notices something strange. A pile of her clothes lying on the kitchen floor with no sign of where she's gone. Confused, Jessie leaves a note and heads out the door. Outside, the world already feels wrong. The streets are empty, the grass is brown, trees look sickly and lifeless. On the path, he notices a dog collar laying abandoned, but when he spots people further ahead, he relaxes. Everything must be fine, unaware that he leaves destruction behind him as he walks. At school, things seem normal for a moment. His classmates gather around him, he sees his girlfriend, and then, without warning, everything collapses. One by one, the people around him disintegrate into smoke and dust. Flesh, plants, and life itself crumble away, leaving only clothes behind. His girlfriend vanishes in front of him, and just before she's gone, she says the words that break him completely. "It's you." Jessie runs, not from the horror of what he's seen, but from the growing realization that he caused it. Terrified, confused, and completely alone, he hides himself away in a cave, physically burying himself from the world. That's when Logan arrives. Wolverine isn't there by chance. The X-Men have detected Jessie's mutation, and only someone with a healing factor can safely get close to him. But Logan doesn't attack. He lights a fire in the cave, cracks open a beer, offers one to Jessie, and tries to talk to him. He explains what's happened, that Jessie's mutation activated with puberty, that his body is constantly releasing toxins that break down organic matter, and that everything Jessie gets close to dies. Jessie finally understands the scale of it. His parents, his friends, hundreds of people, all gone because of him. He tells Logan he can't live with that knowledge, and Logan quietly tells him he knows. The weight of it settles in, and Jessie starts to mourn the life he never got to live. He talks about the future he imagined for himself, about how he could have been better, that he never got to be with his girlfriend, how maybe, if things had gone differently, he could have been a member of the X-Men. And Logan tells him maybe. He also tells Jessie that the truth will be buried. The deaths will be explained away as a chemical leak. No one will ever know it was him, because the world isn't ready for something like this. And if it did learn about it, it could destroy the mutant cause completely. Jessie cries, and Logan tells him to finish his beer, but Jessie understands what has to happen next. He tells Logan to do it. Morning comes, and Logan leaves the cave alone, carrying out a task no hero should ever have to, leaving the reader to sit with the quiet horror of what it cost. Ultimate X-Men issue 41 asks what happens when mutation isn't a gift, but a curse that you can't fight. Something that destroys everything around you simply by existing. Jessie doesn't choose his power, he doesn't misuse it, he doesn't even understand it until it's too late. And Wolverine isn't here to save the day. He's here because someone has to be strong enough to face the truth, and has the will to act on it. Logan becomes the one person who can sit with Jessie in his final moments and tell him the truth without lying to make it easier. It's also about mercy, about how mercy can look indistinguishable from cruelty when the stakes are this high. Logan protects the world, he protects mutant kind, but he does it by destroying a single, innocent life that never asked for this to happen to him. That moral weight never lifts. Ultimate X-Men issue 41 doesn't offer comfort or release. It stays with you. It's one of the strongest issues in the entire run, because it isn't interested in spectacle or heroics. It lingers in the quiet aftermath, forcing you to sit with the cost of the choice that's been made. Long after you've turned the page, the image of that cave and the silence that follows stays with you. The art in this issue is restrained and deliberate, which is interesting for an artist like David Finch, who's usually known for big, action-heavy visuals, and that's exactly why it works so well here. The cave sequence is where the issue really breathes. Two figures in shadow, minimum movement, long pauses, and the stillness forces you to focus on expressions, posture, and silence instead of action. I've often seen people say that Finch's biggest weakness is facial work, but in this issue, he absolutely nails it. He captures the shared pain between these two characters perfectly, and that final image of Logan leaving the cave says everything about the toll this act has taken on him. I've always loved Finch's work on Moon Knight and Avengers, but the images in this issue have stayed with me in a different way. And what makes this issue work as a one-shot is that it tells a complete tragedy in a single breath. You meet Jessie, you understand him, and then you lose him. There's no sequel hook, no escalation, no reversal. The story begins, unfolds, and ends with brutal clarity. It reminds you that the X-Men metaphor isn't just about empowerment. Sometimes it's about fear, loss, and the cost of being different in a world that isn't ready to understand you. Thanks for watching, everyone. This issue is one of those comics that really stuck with me because it isn't interested in spectacle, it's interested in consequence, and it never lets you forget it. Let me know what you think of the issue in the comments below, and remember, whether it's a single issue or a trade, there's always another page to turn. So keep reading, and I'll see you next time.